Greetings to all. In this video, I would like to do a case study on relationship. I will discuss the personal horoscope of a subject, how accurately using Indian Vedic Nadi astrology we can pinpoint the problem, years or cycles which can create havoc in the relationship. So as you can see on the screen, I have placed a personal horoscope of the native. So if you see, there's like different bunch of planets there, but the key focus would be on Saturn, because right now the native is undergoing Saturn Dasha, and that cycle started in 2021 and it will keep going till 2040. So it's a longer cycle of Saturn. And this video will show you how these trigger points can change a good relationship to a bad relationship, separation, or maybe divorce in some cases. So right now the native is undergoing Saturn Dasha, Mercury Antardasha. So at given time, we are all ruled by 3 planets as per our Hindu Vedic astrology. One person or one planet which has 50% impact is called Mahadasha planet, which in this case is Saturn. Another 30% impact is Antardasha planet, which in this case is Mercury. And then we have Pratantar Dasha, which has only 20% impact. So right now the biggest impact in the native's life is Saturn and Mercury. So if you see there right now, the native is undergoing Saturn Dasha. And Saturn is the ruler of 7th house. So if you see the ascendant and count anti-clockwise, you see the number 11, that is Capricorn, and that is 7th house is the house of your partnership or spouse. It is ruled by Saturn. And another thing which you notice, which is very different in our Hindu Vedic astrology as compared to other Western or other parts of astrology, is we also look at sublord. So if you see this chart on your screen, you will notice 7th sublord is Saturn. There, in the chart it says cusp, sign, degrees, nakshatra lord, sublord. So we put a lot of emphasis on the sublord, which is the ruler of the 7th house of marriage. And when that dasha starts, the problems happen. And if you see the 7th owner is Saturn at this point of time, and the native is undergoing Saturn Dasha. And if you also see the coordinates, which I will show you right now, and those coordinates, if you see on your screen, we have all different planets in 6 rows. First is Ketu, then in the middle is Moon, then Jupiter. You keep going, 2nd row, 3rd column shows Saturn. And that is the main focus, the Mahadasha Lord, which is ruling the natives right now. So if you see Saturn planet is signifying 7, 1, 6 houses. 7 is marriage, but 1 is person is feeling single, and 6 is nullifying of 7th house, meaning disruption in marriage. If I go 2nd level deep, which is nakshatra level ruled by Venus, Venus is showing 110. It means marriage is in shambles, separation is very possible. Then the bottom level Mercury is showing 2, 11, 1. So our main focus in the top 2 levels, if the top 2 levels are showing 1, 6, 10, separation happens, divorce possibility is very high. And if you see most of the planets, for example, if you see Moon is showing 10, 10, 1, 10 on the planet level, 10 on the nakshatra level, and sub level is 1. It is really bad. Most of the planets, if you see, they are either mixed or bad. So they have good houses. For example, Venus is a planet of romance. If you see on the planet level, it shows 110. 1 is single, 10 your status is single or separate. Even if the 2nd level, which is Sun, which is nakshatra level, is showing 1, which is separative tendencies. So most of the natives, life is highs and lows. So prior to 2021, native was undergoing Jupiter Dasha. So Jupiter is showing 5 is little romance, Then in the Ketu level, it shows 2, 7, 11, 1, 6. So there were some issues during a long Jupiter cycle, but overall it was good in the second level 2, 7, 11, so relationship was fine. But as soon as Saturn Dasha started, everything triggers. So as I showed you previously on the screen, 7th Lord Cuspal or Sub-Lord is also ruled by Saturn. So basically, whenever the Saturn Dasha starts, your good relationship can turn to bad relationship. And also Saturn is the ruler of the 7th house. So that is the problem. And now if I see the aspects, even if you check the aspects, you can see in Hindu Vedic astrology, we have to look at Navamsh, which is D9 chart. It tells us our life after the marriage. So if you see on your screen the Navamsha chart, it shows you that Saturn sitting in the 5th house is having 3rd aspect on the 7th house. So if you count anti-clockwise, you see on your screen, Saturn is sitting with Sun and Mercury. So if we count anti-clockwise, where Saturn is sitting, 3rd house, it comes to number 10, and that 7th house where Venus is there, it is the house of marriage. So Saturn is casting the 7th, the 3rd aspect there, and if you see the 7th aspect of Saturn, or 10th aspect of the Saturn, it is showing going to the 2nd house, which is a house of family. So Saturn is casting malefic effect both on the 7th house, which is the house of relationship, and the 2nd house, counting anti-clockwise from number 8. So you can see it is creating havoc. If you see Mars again is a malefic planet. So anytime Saturn, Ketu, or Rahu, these malefic planets are there, and another malefic planet Mars is casting some aspect on different houses in astrology, it can create lot of problem. So we have a Mangalik dosh in our Hindu Vedic astrology. So if you see, Mars is sitting in 12th house. If you count anti-clockwise, Mars is aspecting via 8th aspect the 7th, which is your house of marriage and everything. It is also impacting that house as well. So all in all, it is pretty bad relationship wise. Even if you see the Navamsh, which is the house of the chart which we look after the marriage, how the happiness is, Ketu is sitting in the 8th house of intimacy, physical intimacy. Ketu is a planet of detachment. If it sits in the 8th house, I have seen couples have either no intimacy at all or lack of physical intimacy, which can also impact your relationship. And another thing which is very powerful, which we consider in our astrology, is Bhav Bal. Bhav Bal means astrology, we consider different houses signify different aspects of our life. For example, in astrology, 7th house has to do with your marriage, 2nd house has to do with your family. So if you see right now, the power of Bhav Bal is what are the 12 houses and what are their strengths. So if you see number 7, the strength is weaker as compared to other houses. So it means the 7th house will be impacted more when bad dasha starts. So that is exactly what's happening right now. Even if I check planetary strength, which we call Shad Bal, Venus strength is very, very poor. So all in all, looking at the current cycle of Saturn, it will create a lot of problem in the marriage life. And obviously, if the other partner houses are also showing these bad combinations, there is a big chance of separation or divorce, unfortunately. So as you can see, this Vedic astrology is very powerful, and lot of time before people tell us their story, we already know what is happening in their life, and these cycles will impact. I have seen good relationships with people, romance in there, and suddenly the dasha or cycle changes, there was zero romance, problems start, and it is all downhill. These are highs and low cycles we see all the time. There is no perfect horoscope, and I have never met a single person who have a perfect life. So if you need any consultation in regards to your relationship, give us a call, and I'll be more than happy to help you out. God bless. Thank you.